We're at the Stockton Arena, which is normally a place the Stockton Heat play ice hockey. But today the rink has been converted to an ice sport of a different kind. Curling. This weekend they hosted the California State Curling Championships and the Nevada Curling Championships. And right now they're wrapping up the mixed doubles, and then they'll be doing a curling clinic. The mixed doubles is a little bit different. They throw fewer stones and play fewer ends, which are like innings in baseball. And it's just a man and a woman. And sometimes the person who throws the stone also has to sweep their own stone. Now what you see here is called the house. And each of these rings is 2 feet. The white spot in the center is the button. And in curling, the team with the most rocks closest to the button has what's called a shot rock, and they score points that way. In this case, the yellow team has one closest to the button. Blue is next out, so they are sitting 1, but they could certainly be sitting 2, 3, or 4 if they had more stones closer to the button than the next closest blue one. And these that are at the top of the house are what they call guards, so they are protecting that shot rock and could eventually be moved into the house. Now what you see here is one of the team members in blue sweeping. And they just took out that yellow stone, that yellow guard. Reason they do the sweeping, and let me see if I can get closer to the ice and see if you can see it. You'll notice the ice is kind of bumpy there. Those bumps are called pebbling. And the reason the sport is called curling is because when you release the stone, you give it a little bit of a spin and it will turn or curl because of the friction of the stone turning against the bumps. The sweeping creates friction that smooths out the ice, that not only allows the stone to go a little further, but it also reduces that friction and reduces the curl. So they have to decide based on how that shot goes whether or not they want to sweep or let it go and take the curl.
Yes, line! Hard! Hard! Off!
And in this case, yellow took itself out. And now blue is sitting 1. Curling also involves a lot of strategy, so the teammates will talk about how they want to approach each shot. But it all comes down to what happens once that stone is released. Now you'll also notice these thick black lines ahead of each house. That's what's known as the hog line. On the shooting end, the shooter has to release the stone before they pass the hog line. Otherwise, the shot doesn't count. That stone might not have the distance, what they call light, where if it's too hard, it's heavy. Looks like they're setting another guard there.
Let's take this out. Pack.
And if Team Yellow does it right, they can not only take out that blue stone, but leave their own where it was.
Watch the line.
I don't think it's going to miss unless it curls.
Sometimes they will sweep in front of the other team's stone to move it out even further when they're doing a takeout.
It's about a 10.
Oh, I was afraid it was going to go too heavy.
No, it's great. Just didn't get it out, that was all.
Sorry.
Good shot.
Blue just took out the yellow. They now sit 2. And since the blue team had the hammer or the advantage with the final shot, they then score 2 points in that end. Relatively simple game once you get the hang of it. The other thing about curling is it's a game of honor. There are no referees, and if you commit a foul or your teammate commits a foul, it's not the other team that calls it, you call it yourself. The place the shooter puts their foot is called the hack. That is set into the ice so that they have something on which they can push off. So again, these teams are doing mixed doubles. This is a sport that the U.S. has been playing in as a national team for about 5 years, but it's the first time in Pyeongchang that it will be played as an Olympic sport. And one of the differences is instead of 10 stones per end, there are 8, and there are a couple of stones that are preset in the scoring house at the opposite end.
From your body as you're pushing out, transferring it to the stone, and that's what's carrying it all the way down the length of the sheet. So it's 130 feet. It looks super far away, and it is. So your goal is to get your stone all the way into the house at the other end of the sheet. And so we're at the end of this whole session. We'll actually be playing in a quick game. You guys will be doing all of that kind of stuff. So you're going to be doing pretty much everything. When you get done with this class, you'll be able to play in an actual real game at an actual pro. So safety first. So everybody has the right shoes on. You're going to use this to pretty much it's called a stabilizer, so it stabilizes you. You're going to have the stone in one hand, this is in the other hand. It's kind of keeping you upright, it's keeping you balanced. So it's called a stabilizer. This is what lift us up afterwards. Nope, but I'll be there to help you. This is the slider, and this is what you actually use to slide from the hack to the point where you let the stone go. And so this is Teflon. It's very slippery. Okay. So we actually have special shoes. And then I keep my gripper on all the time. But those are my special shoes. And so I always keep this, so I only use that when I'm actually sliding. Okay. So this is basically the newbie version of the shoes. But you're just going to step on it. You don't need to actually wrap it around your foot. You can just step on it and go kind of thing. And then this is our broom. So we'll do that when we do the actual sweeping stuff. It's basically kind of like in your kitchen, just doing that. You're warming up the ice.
What is the other? I see like on TV.
They're just using it as a stabilizer. So some people use the stabilizer, some people use the broom. Just a matter of what you feel comfortable with. So some people have it all the way out here. Some people bring it out. It's just whatever makes you comfortable. So you're actually supposed to be pretty balanced. You're not supposed to use anything when you're delivering. That's hard for a lot of people, so that's why they have the stabilizer or the broom. So, let's see, make sure that was it. 3. Okay, so that's called the hack. That's why it's like almost like a track star. You'll put one foot if you're right-handed. The slider goes on your left foot, so it's the opposite. So right foot, or right-handed, left foot slider, left-handed, right foot slider. So you'll remember that, and then you'll get into the hack as you do it. And I'm going to show you a couple of them, and then we're going to do it with the actual stabilizers. So you have the stabilizers in both hands as you come out. That's just so you can get comfortable. Let's first get into the position of what you're going to do. So do we have any left-handers? So, we'll put 4 people over here facing this way, and 4 people here facing this way, just like that. And so, if everybody is right-handed, then everybody's left foot goes back. Okay? And so you come down, you can rest your knee down. You might want to move, you might want to come over just a little bit. Yes, I'm sorry, your right foot goes back. Yeah, your right foot goes back. Thank you. It's been a long week. There you go. All right, so this is what you're going to look like when you come out of the hatch. You're going to get this position. So you're going to start here. Sorry, I've been playing all weekend. You're going to start here, bring this back, slide forward, and this foot's going to trail behind you. Okay, I'll show it all. I just want everybody to get comfortable with that's the position you're eventually going to end up in, is that lunge position. You're going to be stretching some muscles you didn't know existed, so you'll be like that Katie. Tomorrow morning you're going to be like that Katie. So, all right. So come on back here, all of you can circle around. And I'm going to demo on this so you guys can see it. There's a couple of phrasings that you use just to remind yourself. So basically, step into the hack. So you're stepping in, you're putting your foot in. So this is your right foot if you're right-handed. So right foot in. You're stepping on to the slider, okay? So you don't need to wrap it around your foot. You can just leave it there. But for safety purposes, step into the hack, step onto the slider. The stone, we're going to pretend this is the stone. So the stone's right here in front of you. And you have your stabilizer over here to keep you upright. And you can see that you just have a small range of motion. However far your hands go back is how far your foot goes back. So you can see they're both doing about 5 inches, right? It's not going all the way back here because you're going to get out of balance. So you just kind of bring it back as far as your hands go, okay? So you step in, you step on, you crouch down, lift your hips up to gain some momentum, pull back, and then you're going to push yourself off, and this foot, the slider foot, is going to go under my chest. Okay, so it's all going to happen very quickly. I just want you guys to look for it when I'm doing it.
You're gonna push it.
Right. You push with the one that's in here in the hack. So it's almost like a track start on a race kind of thing. So you're gaining momentum from that. Okay? So step in, step on, crouch down, and then pull back at the same time your hips relax, and then push off. Step up, step off. Okay, make sure you step off before you do anything. Who wants to try it, or do you want me to do it again?
You can do it one more time.
One more time. Okay, here we go. Okay, so step into the hack. Step onto the spider. Crouch down. Pull back and hips up. And then push off. Step off. From you to the stone. You're transferring that energy. So you don't want it to full because you don't want it the energy. You don't want to take the energy away from the stone. There's a perfect line to let that stone go and find out how very fine that line is. Yeah. Okay? And you're gonna zing it underneath you. All right, is everybody done this one? Okay, who's next? There you go. And so by going farther, it's a shorter distance than telling you where they want it to, where you're aiming it. So wherever the skip has the broom, you're actually aiming your stone to that broom. They're also going to be holding up a hand. So they're going to look like this, or they're going to look like this. Okay? This is the direction. Their hand is telling you the direction they want to curl in. Okay? So the way I do it, the way I remember it, is it's either 10 to 12 or 2 to 12. So you're going counterclockwise or clockwise. Okay? Oh, that was me. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not going to get down like that. So when you're so let's say that Steve holds up his right hand. So I'm aiming this. This is how you hold on to the stone when you're getting ready to go. I'm aiming it to his fingers. Then I'm going to turn it, when I release it, to his nose. Okay? So it's going to his fingers to his nose. Okay? So this is 10 o'clock to noon, fingers to nose. If he holds up his left hand, I'm aiming to his fingers, and it's going to his nose. Okay? So when I'm releasing it, I'm turning it. Okay? Same over here. If I'm doing the clockwise one, I'm releasing it like that. And you're releasing it and kind of shaking their hands. Okay? So you release it to where, and it's only supposed to rotate 1.5 to 3 times as it's going down the thing. That's actually where it's grabbing the ice, and that's where you're going to get the curl. Okay? So we have the sweeping, which can actually help the curl too. For the most part, though, it's the thrower who's going to make it curl, that type of thing. So they're going to be, let's pretend we have somebody down there. So, and he's standing down here, down there. You're aiming here, but we want it to go there, because there's about 4 feet of curl. So he's going to hold up this hand, we're going to aim to this finger, or we're going to aim to the broom in the direction of this. It's going to curl to my nose. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, so we're actually going to practice that real quick. So we'll take 4 people here and the 3 people here. And you guys can grab, your side will grab 1 stone and come down. Yep. So Steve, you can actually stand here. Yep. Bring it down. No, 1 per person. Oh, 1 per person. Yeah. Okay, you guys come down here. So Hannah, you'll be with Steve. You'll be with, who's next? Patricia, you can stand right here. So just stand next to Steve. And Ryan and me and Barbara will be right here. So Chet, you'll be right there. Yep, with the stone. You guys each have the stone. Okay.
So our curler here is Sienna. She has a dream because she rides horses of being double Olympian.
Step in,
in equestrian and curling, which are in 2 different games, of course.
So just out of curiosity, when you're going down, do you already have it in the 10 o'clock?
Yep, and when you release it is when you then kind of do the twist. So you're going to actually, so I want everybody kind of starting exaggerated with either the 10 o'clock or the 2 o'clock. Perfect. And you're not releasing, you're just coming straight to me. But I have my hand up. This is where you're aiming to. If you're going to skip, do it just like this so that there's no flat close. You know, you kind of keep it between your legs. It looks a little funny, but that's, you know,
We
really.
push the stone towards the top and our hand is aimed towards your hand.
No, the only way you're aimed to the broom, your entire body's aimed to the broom, the stone is aimed to the broom. This is just telling you the direction that it wants to go. You're just looking at this and then forgetting about it. You're not aiming to my hand, you're aiming to the broom. Yeah. And then you would release it right about there, and you would like that. Yep, perfect. Down the middle, and throwing.
All right, you have a lot
Clockwise
there, right?
hand.
You were talking here. I hope you have a lot there.
She stays here.
You'll know when to let go. Yep, there you go. So you might want to switch sides. You're now backwards. There you go. So you might be stronger on the other side. You kind of gravitate to the side that you're already strongest on. As long as you're facing the curve. There you go. Okay, here we go. Ready? Sweep, 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 sweep. Off. Sweep, 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 sweep. Off. Sweep, 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 sweep. Off. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go this direction. So you're either going to change the broom or you're going to change the side. However you feel most comfortable, but just make sure you're facing the broom, facing the skip. Yep, everybody looks good. Here we go. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Off. Sweep, 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 sweep. Off. Sweep, 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 sweep. Off. Sweep. There you go. Good. Okay. And Chet's turn.
So just a little bit, it was a good release. It had a lot of spin, but you also, I think, were leaning, so it just kind of something. So if you have to lean, make sure you lean.
So this is, it's already recording, right?
Yep.
Yep, okay, good.
So just lean on the stabilizer if you have to lean.
Do you have enough time to go one more end up? All right.
Oh, yeah, that's going to mess you up. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I've been curling so long this weekend that I can actually feel my toes, but I get you.
Okay. So just get it.
That's perfect. You got it.
Let's go. Come on. Get one past the hog line. So this is Katie Feldman with the Wine Country Curling Club out of Roseville. You guys are just about every Sunday at Skate Town, right?
About every other Sunday, sometimes 2 Sundays in a row, sometimes every other.
Hey, that's not too bad. So what was it about this sport that attracted you first?
So my husband actually saw this in the '98 Olympics and swore one day that he would have to do it. So I found out that there was a club near my town and signed us up for a Learn to Curl at the last Olympic cycle. And he brought me with me thinking that there's no way my wife would love this, and I ended up falling in love with it, and we now do it as a family with my 14-year-old, and we travel and we're on the same team on occasion, and we just have the best time.
Well, and I think that's sort of a key to enjoyment of the sport. Talk to me a little bit about that sort of attitude that curlers have.
So curlers are the nicest people I've ever met. I have yet to meet a mean curler. They're just always very caring. You can be the fiercest competitors on the ice, but at the end of the game, you shake your hand, say good curling, and you go share a drink together as you discuss what happened in your game. So it's a very social sport. We do a lot of events that promote the social part of it, lots of watch parties whenever it's on TV, but we just like like enjoy hanging out with each other. You know, a lot of the curlers have become my best friends, and it's just the part of my life that is just completely enriched because I started curling.
And what's the number one rule of curling?
The winner buys the loser the beer.
Okay, so
Yes.
after each game.
Yeah, after each game, or the drink of choice. You don't have to go with beer. You can go with wine at Wine Country Curling Club.
Or for your cohort, Brent was saying the seniors that do it in the morning are probably going to go for a cup of coffee.
Yes. And my 14-year-old, he always ends the game with a pib. So, yeah.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
So we're going to have curling again coming up here in about 10-12 days
Yes.
for the Olympics. And
yes.
the Olympics start February 8th. The curling starts February 7th.
Yes.
For someone who's never watched, but they suddenly flip through the channel and
Yeah.
they see this weird thing going on.
Yeah.
What should they look for?
So they should look for, it starts off with the mixed doubles, which is actually a new addition to the Olympics this year, where teams of 2 are playing against another team of 2. So normally curling is a team of 4, but they've added this. So it's a male and a female, and they're sweeping their own rocks, and they're trying to hit the house, and it's actually added a little bit of more athleticism to the game, because you have to deliver your stone and then you have to pop right up and sweep your stone. So it's definitely changed. The strategy as well has changed when you're looking at mixed doubles. So you're looking to see those just elite curlers never missing shots, just doing an amazing job.
Yeah, and that mixed doubles is a little more fast paced
Yes,
too, isn't it?
it is. Yes, yeah. So there's never a dull moment when you're watching curling, in my opinion. So.
All right. So let's say folks want to come out. Obviously, in our listening area, they would want to come out to Roseville, to Skate Town. What do they need to do if they're interested in joining
So
up?
I would go to our website, which is winecountrycurlingclub.com, and we have a tab for Learn to Curl, where you can see all of the dates that we offer our Learn to Curl sessions. We provide all of the equipment. We provide all of the instruction. We have a great team of instructors who will actually get them playing in their first game within the 2 hours that we allow for the lesson. So it's just $30. Juniors are just $15. We let people curl as young as 11 years old. And so it's 11 to however old. I have a lot of 80-year-olds who curl too. So we just like to get everybody out there. We just want people to know that we are the place to curl in the Sacramento area.
So you mean they don't have to pony up $10,000 for their own set of stones?
No, we take care of the stones for them.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right, Katie Feldman, the Wine Country Curling Club in Roseville. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
All right, this is Sienna. She is 15. Sienna, I'm not sure if I know where you want to go to college.
Maybe Stanford.
Possibly Stanford. But you also have a pretty amazing Olympic goal ahead. Tell me what you want to do.
Well, you know, I'd like to curl, but also horse riding, equestrian, in the Olympics would be pretty cool.
Now, which one do you have more experience in?
Equestrian riding.
Okay, how long have you been riding?
Since I was probably 7.
Okay, so you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Well, now, what are the equestrian events like? Like, what do you do?
Like 100 jumpers, so you do the jumps and
That's scary when that horse leaves the ground the first time and you're on its back?
yeah, but you get used to it. But it's a little scary the first few times.
I'm sure. Is this the first time you've ever curled?
Yes.
What did you think?
I liked it actually. It was really fun. It's hard, but you can get used to it, I'm sure.
Okay, so what did you like about it?
Well, I kind of just like, I guess, throwing it, but it's pretty hard because I've had trouble with too much spin. But it was pretty fun.
Yeah, how about the sweeping part?
Oh, I like the sweeping too.
It's a good workout, isn't it?
Yeah, because I sweep a lot at the barn, so
Oh, you're used to it then?
yeah.
All right, so if you were doing like a self-assessment, like what would you do differently than the next time you curl?
I think I'd work on spinning. I spun the stone too much, so I just need to soften that up a little bit, I think.
All right, so when can we expect to see you in the summer games for equestrian and the winter games for the curling?
Maybe next time? I don't know. We'll see.
Very good. All right, thanks, Sienna. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.